Hey guys, today we're going to talk about why I'm not buying the Nintendo Switch 2 and what that has to do with Beyblade X. So, like the title of the video says, I am not going to be pre-ordering or purchasing or buying the Nintendo Switch 2 for the foreseeable future. Not because I don't believe in Nintendo as a product, not because of the price of the system, not because of anything like that. I love handheld systems, but strictly because I have the Nintendo Switch 1. Now, the Nintendo Switch 1, I have not modified this one, right? I haven't done anything to it, but I still have a backlog of games on here. And if you guys know anything about me, I do enjoy games. So handheld games are my favorite. So with this, I've got a backlog of probably 30, 40 games. Now, I do have a bit of a problem. With that, I could justify buying a Nintendo Switch 2 and saying I'll play all of the Nintendo Switch games on the Nintendo Switch 2. But it doesn't stop there. This is my PS Vita. On the PS Vita, I have modified. It is not modified. But just for games that I legally own, just for this system alone, I just did a little bit of Google research. For the PS Vita, there are 1,732 games. I think in my time playing the PS Vita, because this came out while I was in the Marine Corps, so I didn't get a lot of time on it. I think that maybe I beat 3 games. So I've got a ton of games on this that I've got to go through and beat. Now, but the PS Vita also plays PSP games, and between the PS Vita and PSP, we have 1,732 for the Vita, and for PSP, we have 1,923 games. So that's, closer to 4,000 games on this system alone. Not saying that I'll play all of them, right? But there are a ton of games that I'm playing that, it remakes, right? Like I'm right now going through Final Fantasy IV, one of my favorite games of all time, on the PSP, and that game has a long duration, right? At least for me. Then I've got this, which is also not modified, right? This is a Nintendo 3DS. So on the Nintendo 3DS, you had 1,670 games. But this also plays Nintendo DS, which had 2,341 games. So this one also rough approximate, just over 4,000 games for this system. Then I've got a few of these retro game consoles. This is the Miyoo Mini Plus. On the Miyoo Mini Plus, you can play everything from Atari all the way through PS1. I did not do any stats on those because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of games out there for this system alone. And this, or my Anbernic RG40 vertical, these are like my travel companions, right? Like I take these things everywhere. So between those, there's a huge backlog of stuff for me to get into. And I haven't beat all of those, so why would I spend all of the money getting into something new when I already know my time is stretched thin already, right? As a father of 4, I'm a full-time employee, I do this stuff, I do trainings on the side, I do a ton of stuff in my life, and video games just have a small portion. And there's such a huge backlog, why would I go invest more in a new system to create another backlog when I can just go through these? Are there games coming out that I want to see? Absolutely. Are there things that I want to test out? Absolutely. Am I saying that I'll never in my life buy one? No. But today it doesn't make sense. How does this relate to Beyblade, right? Beyblade X is a growing phenomenon. Every day it seems I get on YouTube and there's another video talking about, oh, so many people are going to Beyblade. Why is everyone going to Beyblade? And Beyblade is a business, right? Like Takara Tomy, Hasbro, they are businesses. they have to release new products in order to get us to buy them to continue like funding those products, right? In order to get the new stadiums, in order to get all of these new products, the new blades, all of this stuff to fund world championships, they need money. So I'm not harping on that. But if you have some Beyblades at your house and you said, I don't really know if I need to go buy the new CX line. I have to have every single Beyblade. No, you don't. Because I got the CX line for the new arena. My son wanted me to battle Sphinx Cowl. I put Sphinx Cowl, tiny Sphinx Cowl. And Sphinx Cowl is super tiny when you look at it compared to the new CX blades. Did work. Ripped them up. But why? Because I put time in on Sphinx Cowl, right? I put more time and effort into practicing with Sphinx Cowl. I logged the hours. I don't have a backlog there. But with new blades, you create new backlogs of practice, right? You say, oh, well, this CX blade just came out. Well, it's going to go way different than Sphinx Cowl, right? I'm running Perseus Dark. Do I like it? Yeah, I'm learning it, but there's a huge backlog there versus my time with Sphinx Cowl or Whale Wave. When I first transitioned to Whale Wave, I didn't really understand Whale Wave until I put the time in. It's another backlog. Do you have to have all the newest, flashiest blades? No, you don't. Get a good stadium, get some blades that you like. They don't have to be the newest or flashiest or anything like that. Get some blades and work, right? Another cool thing, I said that these are not modified, right? Not modified. But things like the Miu Mini Plus, right? This was somebody's dream. They said, hey, I would like to have a Game Boy style, right? That could play all of the games from my childhood. And somebody built that. Now, we do have creators in the space because BeybladeX has created these separate parts that can be 3D printed, that can actually like function, right? And you've seen it. I mean, heck, I have one right here. Woolborg, right? My Woolborg blade is literally Chimera Industries' dream product, right? They created this piece and said, hey, we want to put it out there. But there are tons of companies that'll keep your current blades rolling, right? And now, one of the sponsors of the channel, Bays and Bricks, they used to do singled out parts. There aren't as many of them for Beyblade X on their site as I wish there would be. But you can go to another sponsor of the channel, Ghost Master Presents, and on his Etsy shop, he does do full reprints of different bits. He also makes his own bits. So now we don't have to go buy the newest, flashiest blade. We can just buy upgraded bits, continue using our old blades, right? I can continue to use Sphinx Cowl as long as I want until the blade itself I want to upgrade. I can change out ratchets. I can change out bits, tips. I can change out all of those things until I don't have to. Now, that's not to say that those parts would be allowed in an officially sanctioned tournament, right? But if you're just having fun with Beyblade in general, try those out. Talk to your local tournament. I say this in every video. Talk to your local organizer. See if he's cool if you use 3D printed ratchets or bits, right? Obviously, I don't. You can use blades if your event organizer allows it, or if it's just like a fun match off to the side. But in official tournaments, I don't use blades like this or Mogus. These are just for fun. I use, obviously, Whale Wave, Sphinx Cowl. I'm trying to learn Perseus Dark, looking into possibly even a black shell. Scorpion Spear. That one's coming out. That one interests me a lot. Rock Golem interests me. But I would still utilize a Takara Tomy or a Hasbro blade. That cut my hand. But ask your tournament organizer, because it's not adding that much weight if you can utilize, other parts. Learn those parts, build new combos, build new things. You don't always have to go buy the newest, flashiest thing. Keep running what you have, make small incremental adjustments along the way, and get as far as you can with what you got, or the least amount of investment, right? That's the way I always look at things. The least amount of investment to get the most bang for your buck. That's the way I look at it. I will not be buying a Nintendo Switch 2. Now that I have Takara Tomy and Hasbro stadiums, I probably won't buy another stadium for a long while. But blades, I'll keep buying them because obviously you guys want to see that. But other than that, I still play with the same ones. My son has a growing collection and I just keep running the same blades over and over. I still use Vice Tiger, right? Like who's still running Vice Tiger? Leave it in the comments below. Who uses Vice Tiger still? This guy. All right. Hey, I appreciate every single person who views these videos. Thank you. The Beyblade X community is large, but this is a small channel, and I appreciate every single view, every single comment, every single like, and subscribe. And hey, if you guys made it to the end of this video, I hope you have an absolutely phenomenal day.